Alright, so that looks pretty cool. I know I've not been able to upload a tutorial for the past week because I've been quite busy, so I'm really sorry about that. But we're here now. We're here at the tutorial. So let's take a look at how we're going to replace the sky. Alright, so what I have here is my car driving footage, which I'm going to drag and drop into a new composition. I'll probably make this really small and hit end there. Trim comp to work area. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first thing is duplicate my footage, so Control D. And then what I'm going to do is come to my effects and presets and type in Colorama. I'm going to take my Colorama effect and drop it onto the duplicate car driving footage. And what I'm going to do is go to my output cycle and change the preset palette to ramp gray right there. And so this makes the footage all black and white stuff. What I'm going to do is take this handle and start moving it so that the all the road area becomes white and the sky becomes black. So let's quickly do that. Alright, so that's about the maximum that we can go with this. So what I'm going to do is come up to my effects and presets again and type in levels this time. And I'm going to take the levels effect and drop it onto our car driving 2. Let's quickly rename this. Hit enter to rename. So probably I'll name this Matt. Okay. Alright, so with the levels, what I'm going to do is take this handle right here on the left and pull it in. This way what happens is the sky becomes blacker. Right there you can see. So that looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is probably pull this in a little bit too, so as to make the bottom part right here more white. I think that looks good. Probably just pull this in a little bit more. What you also see now is the road, which becomes darker, but we really don't need to worry about that because we're going to fix that in a minute. Okay, so that looks pretty good. What I'm going to do now is create a new white solid, so Control Y, and make it comp size. Okay. And what I'm going to do is switch the eye off for the white solid, take the pen tool, and come here and draw a really quick mask. It doesn't have to be detailed, but it definitely is better if it is. Alright, so that looks good. What I'm going to do is go ahead and put on the white solid. What I'm going to do is hit MM and probably feather that about 2 pixels and bring the mask expansion to a -5 maybe. So let's quickly see how it looks. Alright, so I think that looks pretty decent. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is take both the matte layer and the white solid and pre-compose that. So hold on Control, select both of them, and hit Control Shift C. And we're going to type in matte again, or rather sky matte, and move all attributes. Okay. What I'm going to do next is hit F4 to toggle the switches. And what I'm going to do is change the car driving layer. I'm going to change the track matte from none to Luma matte. And boom, the sky is gone. So what we can do is probably adjust the mask here because we have a little artifact right here. So let's go into the sky matte and what exactly is it? Oh, I see. So the white solid is basically just covering a part of it, so it's not completely covering the mountain. So probably just go to matte and adjust these a little bit. And it looks better there. Maybe just adjust that a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks pretty decent. So let's go back to our car driving layer. So it definitely looks much better. We're not going to focus on that a lot. So let's come back to my project. We have our sky pictures right here. And I'm going to take this one. I really didn't bother renaming them. So let's rename them right now. So let's name this tutorial. Did I name that right? No. Tutorial sky. Okay, so we're going to be using tutorial sky image right now. So let's drag that and drop it under our car driving layer. Now let's scale it up. Well, we just move it right there. Okay, so that looks good. Maybe just move it up a little bit. Also, we have these really cool mountains right there, which we could use, but I'm not going to be using them, so let's just move them down a little bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. What we're going to do next is tracking. So let's put off our sky layer, and I'll change back the car driving layer to no track matte. And what we're going to do is go to Window, Tracker, select your car driving layer and click on Track Motion. And what I'm going to do is probably go ahead and track the cloud here. Probably, or let's see. I'll just scale this up. Alright, so we're going to track this cloud right here, so probably select a good point right there. Okay, that looks good. So we're going to track that point right there. Probably just scale it down to that point. Okay, so we have that. Let's go ahead and click on Analyze Backward, since it's on the end. I'll go ahead and pause the video and I'll come back when it is done. Alright, so it's done tracking. What I'm going to do is go ahead and create a new null object. Right there, okay. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on Edit Target and make sure my null 4 is selected. Click on OK and Apply. Okay, right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is change back my car driving layer to Luma Matte. And that's going to be put the null on the top right there. So there we go. I'm going to change the resolution to quarter so it runs faster. Let's close that. Okay, what I'm going to do is put on my tutorial sky layer and parent that to the null 4. That way, it stays connected to the background just like it was in the previous guy. So it has like a realistic touch to its tracking. What we can do next is color correction. So come to Effects and Presets and type in Curves. And I'm going to drag the curves and drop it onto the tutorial sky layer. And just give it some good contrast. Probably bring that down. Go to the reds. Increase that. Just a bit. Not too much. Go to the blues. Bring that down. Give it a nice yellowish tint. Go to green. That looks pretty good. What I'm going to do next is probably create a new solid. Rename this optical flares and put it above everything. And come up to Effect and Video Copilot and Optical Flares. So Optical Flares loads up. What I'm going to do is go ahead and click on Options. And we have our Optical Flares 1.2.132. Whoa, that's a long version. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, let's see which one of these. Let's go to Light. And if we come down, I think, yeah, we have our Sun Digital. So let's click on that and click on OK. So we have our Sun Digital right there. Let's go ahead and place that somewhere off to the right. And what I'm going to do is change the mode from normal to additive. So it's pretty good. What I'm going to do is go ahead and place that off screen right there. We don't want to see most of it. We just want the optical flare stuff right there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Let's go and place that a little bit farther, I think. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's add a new adjustment layer. Okay, and yeah, curves is good. Drag that and drop it onto our adjustment layer. Probably will make this a nice evening scene, so let's bring the brightness down. Let's go to reds, bring that up, and let's go to blues, probably bring that down just a bit. Increase the reds a little bit. Go to the green. Give some nice contrast. Always some good contrasts right there. Go to the RGB. Just increase the red. And then go to the blue. Basically, you just want to play around with this until you get something that you like. Okay, so that looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is run preview this one last time and see how it looks. Alright, that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And I'm going to be uploading the next tutorial, that is the day to night conversion tutorial soon. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace out.